Good morning. My name is Anna. Sorry about yesterday, but my connection had very bad yesterday.
No worries, Anna. Thank you. I'm gonna go ahead and mute everyone so we can begin, and there'll be time at the end of practice for us to have some chat. So let's go ahead and get started. Again, my name is Erin San, and I own Eat Yoga Drink, and it's a delight to lead these classes each weekday morning at 9 a.m. They're completely free for you, and it's just a way for all of us to stay connected and to keep moving and breathing. And this week, our focus is passion. And I wanted to read to you a little bit about self-compassion from one of the great leaders of mindfulness whom I love to study and practice with, Tara Brach. She's a clinical psychologist who's been a mindfulness leader for many years now, and we're really lucky in the DC area to have her as a local resource. As you know, yesterday, for those of you who practiced with us yesterday, we talked about ahimsa, one of the yoga yamas that is the basic foundation and principle of self-compassion, right? The non-harming, living in harmony rather than harm, being kind through words, thoughts, and actions, and treating ourselves with a sense of open-minded curiosity and accepting love, just as we would, a good friend. So non-harming. So when Tara Brach was asked why self-compassion is so essential, this is her answer. Compassion arises when we experience suffering. And to experience suffering directly, we need to be in touch with vulnerability in our body, where the suffering registers. Then the natural response is tenderness. Self-compassion then allows us to feel compassionate toward others. If we have not been with our own vulnerability, we cannot resonate with another person's vulnerability. And I love her words. At the very end of our asana practice today, when I start winding you down to the mat for Shavasana, I'm going to guide you in her rain, a very brief sort of modified version of her rain meditation, and I'll talk about what that is once we get there. But just know that we're going to begin today on our mat standing. All right, so come onto your mat, find a solid, stable, rooted presence through your feet. And so she speaks of how in order for us to be compassionate toward ourselves, we must be in touch with that vulnerability. And to be in touch with that vulnerability, we have to show up for ourselves. So we're arriving upright today, standing up, just to symbolize how today, and hopefully every day hereafter, we show up for ourselves. And showing up for yourself means creating space so that you can bring awareness to how you're feeling in any given moment. So take a slice of your life and just notice physical sensations in the body. Notice your emotional well-being. Notice what you need, or your needs being met. If not, where are you feeling like something, needs to arise, or what can you welcome to feel more complete? All right, so just maybe shift the weight a little bit side to side until you come right into that center space where the tailbone is rooted down and the crown of the head is lifted up and the spine is in a beautiful alignment. You don't have to knock the knees. We don't have to be stiff and rigid here. You can find a little comfort in the joints. But feel your presence, and maybe you close your eyes. Invite the shoulders to melt away from the ears. Start to scan the physical body. Notice what you notice. And it's with that open-hearted curiosity. It carries no judgment, no criticism, no evaluation, just awareness of what is present. And when you notice parts of the body that feel sore or that you know are healing from injuries or trauma, just as a mother would to an injured baby, just offer compassion to help ease the suffering in those spaces. Just offer gentle, loving words, nourishing breath. If you happen to be blessed with the feeling of coming across part of the body that feels really empowered and just feels really good today, really strong and healthy, celebrate that. Don't take it for granted. And then start to notice the breath. Imagine that the breath is rising from the earth into the legs so that you breathe the whole body. As the breath rises, filters through all the cells of your being up to the crown of the head. And as you exhale, feel that breath wash over the whole body, sinking back into the earth. And then bring it back up again. Notice where you feel the breath expanding into the body. And then gently rub the palms together. And then place your hands on your heart, stacking one palm atop the other. Right in the center of the chest, maybe just slightly to the left, right over the heart space, Anahata, where we make our dedication to ourselves during this practice. You can create any intention for your practice that serves you well, or I'm happy to offer you this. I show up for myself with loving, kind, and curious presence. I show up for myself with loving, kind, curious presence. Maybe that suits you well today. Maybe something else arrived. Whatever it is, repeat it over and over, sealing that commitment to that intention. That intention creates a mental tether. It creates a framework for your practice so that each and everything you do with your body and each breath you take serves to bring that intention to life, honoring those words and the commitment that you've made. Take a big breath in. Let go. Big breath in. Cleanse it out. One more big breath. Beautiful. Release your arms by your side and just start to move any way that feels natural to you. I'm going to show you just a brief sequence for engaging the 7 directions of the spine while you're standing. And one way that you can honor that commitment to show up for yourself during the day is take little breaks, little stretch breaks. You don't have to do a 90-minute or 60-minute yoga class throughout the day when you feel like you need something. Just give yourself maybe 2 or 3 minutes of deep breath and these stretches. All right. So your feet are about hip distance apart. And I love saying that because people always go like this. And I'm always like, your hips aren't that wide. So bring your your feet hip distance apart. Usually it's about two or three fists. And we're going to take a big breath in, lifting the arms up overhead. And as you exhale, let the arms drift by your side. Bring your chin to your chest. We're getting a little cervical spine warm up here. Inhale, lift the gaze up, arms up, float. Exhale, release, chin to chest. Do that 2 more, just starting to connect breath and movement. Right? We're yoking. That's the root of yoga, is to yoke or to unite. Awareness with body, body with breath. Beautiful. On the next breath, lift the arms up overhead. Interlace the fingers, flip the palms up to the sky, and then start to crescent over to your right. So press down evenly through both heels so that you're not weighing into that right foot. Take a big breath in. Then come back up to center. We'll crescent over to the left. Really opening the right side body. Try to relax the shoulders away from the ears here. Lengthen through the neck. Nice. Back up to center. And then we're going to release the arms by the side. Find an interlacing of the hands behind the back. Draw the heart forward, gaze up. And as you exhale, bend the knees, bend at the hips. Bring your chest to your thighs and bow down. Inhale, press into the feet, rise nice and tall, open the heart, shoulder blades squeeze together. And exhale, bend and hinge, chest to thighs, find a little rounding in the back. Twice more, big breath in, lift up, open up. And exhale as you come on back down. Let's do one more. Big breath in, nice and slowly. And deep breath out. Beautiful. Slowly re-rise back up. Release the bind. Hands float up to the sky. And as you exhale, twist to your right. So lots of options here. Pull pants up. Taking care of what I need, right? Noticing what you need here. So you want to bring the spinal column, the base of the spinal column to root. So keep your hips stable as you do this and just feel the twisting in the upper spine. Maybe you gaze back at your thumb. Take a big breath in. Firm up those thighs and glutes to help with stability. Inhale, center. And exhale, twist to your left. And again, actively pressing the hip points forward. Relax the shoulders. Big breath in. Full breath out. And then we'll do one breath, one movement. So we're going to combine all of that is what I mean. So inhale, lift up. Exhale, crescent to your right. Inhale, up to center. Exhale, crescent to your left. Inhale, back up. Bring the hands together. Press the shoulder blades together. And exhale, bow down, chest to thighs. Inhale, press back up. Reach up, lifting through the spinal column. Exhale, twist to the right. Inhale, center. Keep the belly engaged. Exhale, twist to the left. Let's do that one more time through a flow. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, crescent to the right. Inhale to center. Exhale, crescent to the left. Beautiful. Slowly make your way to center. Interlace fingers behind the back. Stretch through the heart. Exhale, bow down. Inhale, rise back up. Exhale, twist to the right. Inhale to center. Exhale, twist to the left. Gorgeous. Come back up. And this time we're going to hinge at the hips. Take a forward fold. Bend the knees as much as you like. Hang heavy and take the hands into the elbows and just sway a little bit. Let the head tip down, crown of the head reaching toward the earth. Make some movement into those lips. Nice. Just let the body melt. Let yourself feel nice and heavy, pulling gravity's weight. There we go. This is a really beautiful decompression of the spine. It creates space between the vertebrae. Should feel really nice to you. If you spend a lot of time sitting, take some brief forward folds throughout the day. It's also a good hamstring stretch, but you can make it a little less, a little less dramatic in the hamstrings by bending the knees. Take another big breath in. Let a breath go. If you're not already at the top of the mat, just take a little bear walk to the top of your mat in that fold. We're going to come halfway, hands to shins, and exhale. Bring the hands down. Step that left foot back. Drop the knee, untuck the toe. Remember, you can always put something soft underneath that knee to help support its connection to the earth. We're going to lift the arms up, interlace hands, support the head, widen through the collarbones, and sink deep into your lunge. Big breath in. Big breath out. Inhale. Exhale. One more breath. And release the hands, half split, shifting back towards your heel, bowing down at the hips, stretching back into that hamstring. You can even draw the foot back to bring a little bit more sensation, or just let it be. Big breath in. Full breath out. Just honoring what the body needs right here as you are present to notice what you're feeling. That is how you show up for yourself. Start to press back into that front foot. Lift the left knee. Walk to the center, finding a forward fold again. Maybe this time you take a bind on the big toes. Press down the toes, pull up through the fingers, bend the elbows. Draw yourself deeper into the fold. Maybe you shake the head a little bit or move into the shoulders. One more big breath. Beautiful. Walk those hands around to frame the right foot. Step the left foot to join forward fold. Inhale, rise all the way up. Let the heart shine. Exhale, swan dive down, back to your fold. Halfway lift, hands to shins. Plant the hands, right foot steps back. Release the knee, untuck the toes. Sweep the arms up, finding space in your hips. Find a different way to weave the hands together, supporting the back of your head. And melt into this back bend. If at any point you notice something doesn't feel right or it hurts, come be more gentle with yourself. The lessons that we learn on the mat transcend the mat, and that is life. When you're doing something in life and your gut tells you it's not right or your body tells you it's not right, you need to make adjustments. So listen, show up. Take another big breath. Nice. And then shift back into that half split with or without the added flexion into the foot. You're looking still to find length between the crown of the head and the tailbone here. So try not to collapse in the spine or in the core. Just keep lifting. Nice. One more big breath. Beautiful. Let go of that bind if you have it. Shift back into the left foot. Lift the right knee. And we're going to walk over to center. Stay really soft in the knee because we're just going to move from skandasana to the right, over to the left. Back and forth, awakening the energy of the more on each side. Nice. And then walk over to frame your left foot. This time, step that left foot back to meet the right, high plank. Release the knees down. Bend the elbows. Bring the heart down to the earth. Chaturanga. Inhale. Find your cobra as you lift the heart from the earth. And exhale, melt back down. So move with breath. Inhale, lift up. Soften the shoulders. Lengthen the neck. Exhale, melt. Last one, big breath in. Maybe even straighten the arms for a full expression of Cobra, Bhujangasana. And then we're going to lift the hips and send them right on back to Child's Pose. Bring your third eye to the earth. If you feel like it's not connected, you can stack your fists or your palms because you really want to feel rooted in that Ajna chakra. That's where we're waking up that intuition, that inner insight that we have. We are the only ones who have that about ourselves. So if you have someone in your life who tells you that they know you better than you do, you tell them that they're wrong. Connect with that ajna. It is yours. It is your inner power, your inner wisdom. It is your guide. It is your best guide. So breathe into that space. Return to your intention. I show up for myself with loving, kind, curious presence. Feel the breath entering and exiting the body. Take a big breath in. Let a breath go. From here, travel through your table position into a downward facing dog. So once you arrive in your dog, we're going to come back out to a high plank just to take a moment to reestablish alignment with the shoulders over the wrists, turning the eyes of the elbows forward, and then begin to lift the hips back up to the sky. And that may feel a little odd to you, a little different, a little peculiar, right? Because normally we shorten our dog when we come right to it, and we lengthen it when we find our way from plank. So just do that a few more times, getting adjusted to how it feels to invite length into the body. Draw the navel up. Beautiful. Feel the shoulder blades slide down the back. Melt the heels toward the earth. Big breath in. Full breath out. On the inhale, look to the front of the mat. Make your way feet to hands, however you'd like to arrive. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, crescent over to the left, or to the right, rather. Inhale, back to center. Crescent over to the left. We're going to rise back up. Interlace hands, open up the heart. Bow down, chest to thighs. Inhale, rise up once again. Exhale, twist to the right. Inhale to center. Exhale, twist to the left. Beautiful. Come right on back up and fold. Halfway lift, flat back. Plant the hand, left foot steps back. High crescent lunge. And then float the hands to frame the front foot, step back, high plank. Drop the knees if you'd like. Untuck toes, chaturanga, melting the chest to the earth. Inhale, let the heart rise and shine. Back to downward facing dog. Breathe in. Breathe out. Look to the front of the mat. Step or hop, feet to hands. Rise all the way up. Exhale, crescent to the left. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, crescent to the right. Inhale, back to center. Open the heart. Bow down, bend the knees. Sweep back up. Exhale, twist left. You got it. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist right. back up, bow, hinge at the hips, halfway lift, hands to shins, then step the right foot back, rise up, high crescent lunge. Woo. Frame the front foot, step back to your high plank. Maybe the knees are up, maybe down, chaturanga. So remember, the eyes of the elbows rotate forward. So as you bend the elbows, they come toward the ribs. Inhale, scoop the heart up, maybe upward facing dog, lifting the thighs. Back to downward facing dog. All right, so a whole body stretch here. We're breathing into every single part of you. So you remember not to just love and be kind towards selected parts of you, leaving the rest behind. You're honoring your entire being, your whole physical body, your whole emotional presence, everything. Big breath in, full breath out. Arrive to the front of the mat, step or hop. Rise all the way up, reach up. Bow down. Halfway lift, flat back. Plant the hand, step the left foot back. Rise, high crescent lunge. From high crescent lunge, we're going to open back up into a wide-legged stance, your 5-pointed star. So just peel that left heel down. Back to that power stance where we are present, not just for the universe to see us, but for our own body to be felt within. Feel where we're rooted, feel where you're taking up space because you deserve it. So don't be shy here. Take a big breath in. And then interlace hands once again behind the back. Feel the shoulder blades squeeze together, lifting and shining the heart to the sky. Big breath in. And slowly begin to hinge at the hips, bowing the crown of the head down toward the earth. Lifting those hands up and away from the back if that feels okay in your shoulders. Try to lengthen through the neck though. Slide the shoulder blades down, up, or down and away from the back. You can't go down and up at the same time. Breathe in. Breathe out. So from here, we're going to just take the toes, the right toes, and rotate them forward and come right into a humble warrior. So your right shoulder's inside the right knee, bowing down. Maybe you look at your back knee. Let those shoulder blades continue to squeeze and draw together, energetically opening up through your heart. Take one breath. And then release your hands to frame the front foot. Step back to high plank. Lower down chaturanga. Inhale, lift and open up through the heart. Back to downward facing dog. So beautiful. Breathing into the whole body. Breathe in. Breathe out. Arrive to the front of the mat, feet to hands, however you'd like to get there. And rise all the way up. Exhale, swan dive down. Halfway lift to a flat back. Plant the hands, the right foot steps back. Root down, rise up, finding your high crescent lunge. Take a big breath in. Whew. Big breath out. As you inhale, we're going to open right up back to that 5-pointed star and then start to find that skandasana side to side once again. So just coming through center, side to side, dipping the tailbone as low as the body wants to get. You're welcome to use the earth. Whatever is safe for your body here. So this is where you listen, you honor, stay safe. Take one more on each side. You can stay nice and high or go low. Beautiful. All right, from here, we're going to walk the hands back to frame the front foot. Step back to high plank. We forgot our, let's do this. From your high plank, step your left foot back forward. Root your right foot down. Forgot to do our humble warrior on this side. So interlace fingers, draw the shoulder inside the left knee, and let the head hang heavy. Compassion means forgiveness too, right? So letting it go when you make a mistake and just carry on. Take a big breath in. Let a breath go. All right, now we can take that chaturanga flow. Step back, high plank, lower down. Float the heart up and open, shining so brightly with love. Back to downward facing dog. Beautiful. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more big breath. And let it go. Look to the front of the mat, hopper step. Bringing those feet to hands. We're working on those hops. You guys are doing great. Inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, float down. Halfway lift to a flat back. And plant the hands. Step the left foot back. Rise back up, high crescent lunge. From high crescent lunge, find your warrior two. Melting the left heel down. Keeping the hips really open, so spiraling from the hip joints externally. And then widen those arms, relax the shoulders. Beautiful adjustment. And then start to straighten the arms, straighten the leg. We're going to find triangle pose, Trikonasana. So reach the arms back and forward, start to stretch forward, and then begin to hinge. So keeping the space wide on both sides of the body, keeping that left arm reaching up to the sky, stacking the left shoulder over the right shoulder. You should feel a really nice big opening into the left hip. Feel it rotating open. Big breath in. Full breath out. We're going to reverse the triangle. So use those strong obliques on that left side to lift up. Reach that right arm up and overhead. Nice. Big breath in. From here, we're going to come back to warrior two. So find that lunge once again. And then start to cartwheel the hands around to frame the right foot and shift into that foot standing split. So lift the left leg high to the sky. And then bend the left knee, bringing the right hand to the left foot rather. Right hand to left foot. We're going to come up into that reverse dancer pose. So one way to see if you're showing up for yourself is to make sure you're present. And one way to find out if you're present is to challenge your balance a little bit. So left foot into right hand. I'm failing twister today. And then start to rise up. There we go. Kick the foot into the hand, really engage through that thigh. Relax the shoulders from the ears. Broaden through the chest. Send your ribs forward. Root down through the foot. Take a big breath in. Beautiful. And then release that bind. Bring that left knee up towards your chest in a stork pose. And we're going to take another twist to the left. So right hand on the left knee. Keep those hip points facing forward as you rotate through the thoracic spine. Maybe you gaze back at the left thumb. Keep rising through the spinal axis, nice and tall. Beautiful. One more big breath. And then with one step, that left foot comes back to high crescent where it all began. Float the hands down. You can step that right foot back either to the earth or lifted for a more challenging vinyasa flow. Three-legged plank. Lower down with the leg lifted. And then release the top of the foot to the earth when you're ready to sweep up for your back bend. Back to downward facing dog. Nice. Breathe. I show up for myself. Big breath in. Full breath out. Look to the front of the mat. Keep working. Maybe you start to work on just getting a little air, like bending the knees and getting little hops, getting your shoulders over your wrists if you're working on jumping into a handstand, just maybe. Otherwise, bring feet to hands. Rise all the way up. Exhale, float down. Halfway lift, flat back. Plant the hands, right foot steps back. Rise right up to high crescent. From high crescent, we open right up into warrior two. Yes. All right, so find that space you need. Take time to get adjusted. No rush. And then start to straighten the knees, straighten the palms. Lift up through the spine. Open those arms up once again. Look and reach forward. Then begin to hinge down. So we're not collapsing on that left side at all. We're staying long through the lateral spine. And then we're just finding that little crescent shape. Should feel familiar. Stacking the shoulders. Maybe you gaze up if your neck allows it. Take one more breath. And then slowly use your strong obliques to lift you into a reverse triangle. Beautiful. Back into warrior two. Cartwheel the hands to frame the front foot. Shift into the left foot, standing split. You are rooted and lifted at the same time. You feel stable and you feel confident. There's effort and there's ease. Start to bend your right knee. Left hand on right foot. I think I got it right that time. Kick the foot into the hand. Strong bind, strong mind. Press down into the earth with that left foot. Trust yourself as you rise. And if you fall out of it, it's all good, right? We're curious. We're not judging. We're not criticizing. We're curious. What is the body capable of? Taking that reverse dancer, being fully present for however awkward this may feel to you. Just notice what you're feeling. One more big breath. Beautiful. Release that bind. Draw the right knee up towards your chest, taking your twist. So extend the right arm behind you. Make sure the hips aren't swiveling. One more big breath. And then we step lower down chaturanga. Inhale as you open and offer the heart. Back to downward facing dog. Beautiful, beautiful. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more inhale. Let it go. Look to the front of the mat. You're going to hop your feet so they land on the edges of the pinky or outside of the pinky. Or you can walk there. It's malasana squat. So just take a little hop, hop, so that you land with your feet nice and wide. Maybe the heels are on the mat, toes are off the mat. Maybe you use I'll turn to you. Maybe you use your elbows to help widen the hips a little bit. Or maybe you're like, not today. In which case, come on down to your sit bones. Don't torture yourself, right? Find something that does work to open your hips, right? Otherwise, you're right here. Maybe you're moving a little bit. Maybe you come onto the balls of the feet, back to the heels. Just playing around a little bit. Remember, curiosity breeds all kinds of excitement because we try new things. We don't know until we explore. Maybe you land on something that's like the greatest thing ever in your body, or maybe you notice that it doesn't work for you. All right, keep lifting the spine, rooting the tailbone. From here, we're going to extend your right arm in front of your right shin and reach the left arm up, taking a twist. Breathe in. Breathe out. So if you want to have a little fun, start to turn that left thumb down and reach it around your back. Turn your right thumb down, reach it around your shin, and maybe notice if there's a bind there for you. All right, and there may not be, and that's okay. Maybe you catch onto your shirt. And if you have that bind, we're just going to play and have a little fun here. So we're going to start to move a little bit, bringing the heels a little closer together so that eventually our left foot is going to be a little bit toward the center. We're going to start to lift our hips and see if we can lift that right leg up with the bind. Just see, right? Curiosity, you don't know till you try. It's a funky bird of paradise. Super funky. Maybe you're there, maybe you're not. It's all good. And then if you're up, you're going to lower down with the same sense of intention, right? All right. If you had the bind, release it. We're going to press into the earth, lift the hips for just a moment. Move them from side to side. Life throws a whole lot of things at you, right? A lot of unexpected things, a lot of challenging things. Just notice right away how you approach them, right? Are you automatically throwing up a no sign because of past stories you've told yourself about limitations? Or are you willing to rip that up? Are you willing to start fresh and new and just trust that there's something waiting for you that you've yet to explore? So maybe be the energy of maybe, or maybe be the energy of yes today. Because you don't know till you try, right? We tell ourselves so many stories, so many lies about that limit us, right? That trap us in these outdated beliefs. And self-compassion is always starting fresh and new and giving yourself permission to try again. All right, so we're going to come back into that malasana squat. So when you're ready, send the tailbone down to the earth. If malasana was never intended for you this morning, come on down to your sit bones and just have some fun. So we're going to come into that squat, rooting the tailbone, reaching your left arm in front of your left shin. And first find that twist. Keep encouraging the hips to open. And then maybe turn that right thumb down, reaching it around. Left thumb down, reaching it around. Looking for a bind somewhere, somehow. You have a strap. Straps are a really great way to help make that bind come true. All right, and then start to maybe bring that right foot a little bit closer into the center. With the energy of yes or the energy of maybe, just press in, rise up, funky bird, you never know. Nice, take a breath. And we're coming down again with as much control as we lifted. And release. All right, from here, we're all going to come down onto our booty. Hope you guys had some fun with that. I hope if nothing else, it just woke you up a little bit to some of the self-limiting beliefs that you hold. Give yourself the gift of opening those doors and trying something new and trusting that your potential is much greater than you allow it to be. All right, so plant the feet. Let the knees tick-tock from side to side. And then extend the legs out in front of you. Maybe shake them. It's always nice to give some love taps. Right to the hip joints maybe. All right, draw your right knee in toward your chest. Take a big breath in. We're going to exhale. Take another twist here. Come back into center. Take that on the other side. Release your right leg down. Draw your left knee in. Take a big breath in. Hug that knee into the center. Come on back. Bring both knees or both feet to, again, hip distance apart. Knees stacked over the ankle and start to roll down. We're going to take a few bridge poses here, knowing that there are always options for a more supportive version. You can root your sacrum onto a block, just that back of the pelvic rim, the base of the spine. Otherwise, press down into the feet. Start to engage into the quads and the glutes as you lift your pubis right up to the sky, peeling the spine up. Press down into the shoulders. Maybe you even take the fingers to interlace under the back and draw the shoulder blades together. There should not be any crunching in your neck. Keep lifting the hips. 2 more breaths. If you have the bind, release it, slowly melting down 1 vertebra at a time, starting from the top to the bottom. Hug your knees in towards your chest, lift the head. Nice little hug, bringing some flexion to the spine. And we'll go up for 1 more bridge pose, and you're free to take a full wheel if you have that in your practice. You're also free to skip it all together and just maybe open the hips or do something else that feels good, maybe an inversion. So when you're ready, press down through the feet, press into the earth, rising through the hips, lifting the belly, shining into the heart. For 4 big breaths. I am present. I show up for myself with kind, loving, curious presence. One more big breath. Really press down, lift up, give it all you got right here. And lower down. Beautiful. If you are in a full wheel pose, tuck your chin as you lower down. Draw your knees towards your chest. Lift the head. 1 more chance. 1 more big hug here. And squeeze everything really tightly. We're going to start to wind down for our final meditation. You want to make sure that you're comfortable when we unfurl the body. But for now, just create a little discomfort, just so you can feel all of the muscles in your body so that, again, nothing goes unnoticed. Squeeze into the face, the jaw, neck, shoulders, the arms, each finger, the glutes, the belly, all the joints, your pelvic floor. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze that mula bandha. Toes. Take 1 more big breath. And then let everything completely and utterly melt and surrender. Just unfurl the body. Take up space once again because you deserve it. And relax every single muscle in your body. The earth is holding you. You don't have to hold yourself right now. If the eyes are not closed, invite them to gently relax in some way. And for our final rest, I'm going to guide you in a meditation called Rain. There have been many iterations of Rain, and I'm going to follow Tara Brach's script. Rain is a beautiful way to be present for what you notice in your body and in your mind and in your heart, particularly in moments of challenge. And it's to nurture and soothe yourself in these difficult moments in a way that makes you feel safe, comfortable, and loved. So I invite you to just let the breath be natural and bring to mind something in your life that is making you feel stuck. Something in your life that seems challenging to you or difficult to navigate. Maybe it's a conflict with a family member, or just the feelings of uncertainty, anxiety, and fear triggered by this pandemic. And take a few moments to enter the experience, sensing the most distressing moments of this situation. And we begin this process of rain with the R of rain, in which we recognize what is happening. Reflect on this situation that you brought to mind and ask yourself, what is happening inside of me right now? When you bring yourself right into the eye of the storm, what sensations are you most aware of? What emotions are present? Take a moment to become aware of whatever is predominant. And then we move to the A of rain. The A is for allow. This is where we allow life to be exactly as it is. Send a message to your heart to let it be in this experience. Finding the willingness to pause and accept that these moments happen in life. These moments are part of living. You can experiment with whispering words like, yes, I allow you to be here. I acknowledge your presence. You're simply noticing what is true and inviting space for this truth without any judgment or any sense of pushing it away or trying to control whatever it is you notice. The next step in our process of rain, the I is for investigate. It's when we become curious with very kind and gentle attention. We start to ask ourselves questions. What is the worst part of this? What is the most difficult thing that I'm believing right now? Where are the feelings about this strongest in my body? if the most vulnerable, hurting part of me could, what would it express right now in words, feelings, or images? Allow yourself time to be curious. And then we proceed to the final piece of this meditation. The N stands for nurturing. After we recognized, allowed, began to investigate the source of the suffering and how it manifests within, we begin to nurture ourselves with a loving presence, offering that self-compassion that soothes our emotional and physical wounds in this exact moment. So you're calling upon the most wise and compassionate part of your being to offer yourself whatever words you need to hear right now to ease the pain. So if you had gone to your best friend, your most trusted therapist, a family member whom you confide in, what would you love for them to say to you right now to soothe you? And allow yourself those words, hearing them from your own voice. What best allows you to feel nurtured? What best allows the part of you that is most vulnerable to feel loved, to feel seen, and to feel safe? Spend as much time as you need offering this care inwardly and allow it to be received. Maybe you even invite your hands back to your heart with that soothing touch as you offer these kind words. Start to breathe a little deeper into your body, becoming aware of all of you. Start to invite some movement into the body to remove any feelings of stagnancy. And then roll onto one side, settling into that seedling shape. Beautiful position of new beginnings, new potential. Emerging from the practice, a different person, having been awakened to your needs, to your desires, to your vulnerabilities. Slowly start to rise up into a comfortable seat, pressing the palms together in front of the heart. I am so grateful to each of you for practicing with us today, for getting vulnerable with us, for inviting exploration and curiosity in your practice. May this just be the very beginning of a beautiful love affair that you have with yourself. Namaste. So thank you again for being part of our community. It is such an honor to have you guys sign in each day and practice. If you have any questions, I dropped my email address down in the comment section. eatyogadrink.com is my website. I'd love to see you and hear from you and know what it is that you need from the practice going forward. We have this week laid out, but going forward, next week is a new week. Explore a new theme. So if there's something that you'd like, let me know. So with